Welcome to YOUCANIC. Today I'm going to show you how to use the YOUCANIC scanner to test your fuel injectors. So if you suspect one of the fuel injectors is clogged, it's not working at all, maybe it has some issues, electrical issues or anything that you suspect you have a faulty injector, well, what you could do is you can use the YOUCANIC scanner and you can go into and say, hey, turn off injector number 1. And then you can see, is that making a difference? If the engine starts to shake and it's not stable anymore, that means you had a good injector. That is not the problem. But you go then to the next injector. Let's say you're testing injector number 2, you shut it off, and then you're not really noticing a difference. Engine is running rough like it was before. Then, well, maybe you found the problem. You found that injector number 2 is faulty. So being able to use a good diagnostic scan tool to turn off and on the injectors, it can be very helpful, make it really quick for you to pinpoint like what's going on with your car and which injector is having issues. So let me show you how to do that. So here we're on a Mercedes SL, but this procedure is going to work on other makes and models. What you want to do is you want to use the scanner and you go to diagnostics. Under diagnostic you would select your model, in this case Mercedes, and then this is an SL400. You select that and then you come to this screen, go to control modules, then go to drive, go to engine electronics, go to active tests, then scroll down here. We have a lot of active tests, but you go to fuel injectors. Now the active tests screen might be a little bit different. Like if you're connecting to a different make, you'll have different tests and definitely different naming for these, so they can vary, so just keep that in mind. But this is a pretty common test and is really supported in a lot of engine control units. Now some pre-2000 cars, they don't support taking active tests or bidirectional control to turn off the injectors and things like that. But newer cars, especially direct injection cars, it's pretty common to have this test. It's requiring us to have the engine idling, so you can see here engine RPM 0, it needs to be over 500. Engine also needs to be warmed up above 80 degrees, and we're at 93, so that's fine. But let's start the engine. Alright, so we're above 500 RPMs and engine is where it should be. Then go next. Okay, now here, let's get a little closer so you can see better. So you can see RPMs, they shouldn't be above 1,000, so don't press the accelerator pedal. You can see all the different cylinders. Alright, so let's say we want to turn off cylinder number 4. And the radio shouldn't have come on, but it did. So over here, so let's say your engine is running a little bit rough, so you suspect a bad cylinder. You don't know, like I said earlier, you try number 1, it makes no difference. It does make the engine run rougher, so basically that is a good injector. So and you try the second one, that makes it run rough again, you turn it back on, go to the next one, and then we come to 4. When we turn off 4, for example, if it makes no difference, your engine is running the same as before, well, you found that cylinder is not firing, and most likely you have a bad fuel injector, which is pretty common. I'm going to turn this off and we'll see if you can notice in the camera how the engine is going to run. And yeah, with this, now that engine is really shaking. Alright, so you come back here to 7, press 7, let's turn that on. It actually turns on. Make sure they're all on. And let's try again. Let's try 5. We're gonna press number 5 over here, okay? And if we turn off 6 as well. It's running really rough now, so got down here and press 7 to turn them back on. So that's a pretty useful test to kind of pinpoint which injector might be faulty. You have a lot of live or active tests for the engine, But one thing that's also helpful is to go to live data, and then you can look values or where idling, select all, press OK, and then what's showing here, these values are being updated live. You have reference values here where they should be ideally, and then you have the values what you're actually getting. So you can see here, you can see the units on the far right. So there's some live data there. There's a lot more live data. On the home screen of the scanner, when you first turn it on, you have the option that says diagnostics, but you have another option that says OBD2. You can go in there under OBD2 and then look live data, and you have over like 50 different data points from the engine. So that's another place. But here they're kind of all the data points, they're put in different categories. So you can see engine, fuel system, adaptation data. You can look at this. Engine load, recording, individual, actual value, groups. Select all, press OK. And there's quite a bit of live data in here as well. So these can be helpful. In troubleshooting an engine that's running rough. Down here there's something that's can be very helpful as well. This fault code counter of cylinder 1 through 6. So if one of the cylinders is misfiring randomly, what is going to happen here, you'll have let's say cylinder 3 is misfiring, but it's not misfiring all the time. It triggers your check engine light, but it does misfire every now and then. This counter here will go up, so every time a misfire is detected on that cylinder, it will count it and go up by 1. So on another car, on your car, you might notice that, hey, here I have a value, let's say of 150. That means over, since the last time that ECU was reset or the codes were cleared, which could have been 3 months ago, it detected 140 or 150 misfires. So then if you connect the dots, you're like, well, I'm seeing misfires here. There were 130 counted. If you go turn off the injector for cylinder 3, you don't really notice much of a difference. It could be pointing out to an issue with that cylinder 3. Sometimes it could be the injector, but not always. It could be a faulty spark plugs, and in some rare cases it could be things like low compression, or on some of these direct injection engines, what happens is you have carbon built up around the intake valves, and then the valves don't actually close fully 100%, and then they don't hold up, that cylinder won't hold up the required compression to work at optimal conditions. So there's a few things that you can check, but that's how you turn off the injectors with a YOUCANIC scanner. Thank you for watching YOUCANIC, where you can be the mechanic.